Crosstalk Solutions presents Worst Server Room 2020. Prize packages provided by Ubiquity Inc. Ubiquity Inc., simplifying IT. And by CanaKit. CanaKit, official authorized distributor of Raspberry Pi kits, boards, and accessories.
Alright, welcome to Crosstalk Solutions. My name's Chris, and in this video, we're going to be announcing the finalists for the Worst Server Room 2020 contest. A huge thank you goes out to everyone who submitted their pictures and videos, and I have whittled those entries down to just 5 finalists. But first, let's take a quick look at the entries that definitely made me cringe, but weren't quite bad enough to make it into the contest.
Technically, it's a server room with a server, so it's a room with a server, and toilet in use. The server runs ESXi with a lot of VMs, and it's not great, but it's not terrible.
Alright, let's go over the rules. I'm going to go over all of the finalists in no particular order, and you guys are going to vote for your favorites down in the comments below. We're going to be counting all comments as well as all likes on all comments as votes, and the winner will be the finalist who ends up with the most total votes. So, what are they going to win? Well, we have 3 amazing prize packages to give away. The second runner-up will win a Raspberry Pi 4 8GB starter max kit from CanaKit. The first runner-up will win our first Ubiquity prize package, which consists of a Ubiquity Dream Machine, a USW Flex switch, and a UAP Flex HD access point. This is a prize package worth $577 USD. And if that wasn't enough, the absolutely incredible grand prize for this year's contest is a Ubiquity Dream Machine Pro, a USW 16 PoE switch, a UAP Nano HD access point, a UAP Flex HD access point, a UVC G4 Pro camera, and a UVC G3 Flex camera. This grand prize is worth $1,564. Unbelievable prizes this year, and thank you to both of our prize sponsors, Ubiquity Inc. and CanaKit. Alright, without further ado, let's get on to the finalists. Alright, once again, these entries are in no particular order. Entry number 1 comes from Martin P., and we're calling this one Italian Spaghetti. Let's take a look. We'll start 12 seconds in. The first 12 seconds was just some of his actually nice-looking server racks. So, opens up this cabinet here. Now, this doesn't look too terrible. It's definitely a little bit messy, can use some cable management in here, but it's not terrible. And what are these yellow servers, I wonder? I have not seen those before. Let's keep going. Looks like a phone system of some sort. More cable locations, and oh boy, here we go. Yikes. Alright, so down here, look, we got some power strips on the ground back here, just sort of piecemeal lying on the ground. Looks like this power strip only has one thing plugged into it. Then we have this patch panel down here doing who knows what. It says inner DSL. Yikes. And if that wasn't bad enough, all right, here's where we get to the Italian spaghetti. The reason I call it Italian spaghetti is because the green, white, red reminds me of the Italian flag here. I don't know if he's actually in Italy or not, But yowza. Woo, look at this. And look at this. Unterminated cable. 1, 2, 3. At least 3. That's like a common theme with this rack, is a bunch of just unterminated cables lying around. Boom. 4, 5, 6, 7 unterminated cables. Up, more unterminated cables. And a coupler, looks like. Ethernet coupler in the data rack. Why not? Yikes, that is a mess. I would not want to have to clean that up. Alright, looks like some more stuff. Looks like the back of his server rack. Some KVM stuff there. Oh yeah, what a mess. Messy, messy, messy. In dire need of some cable management. You saw a regular power cable just hanging down there in the middle of nowhere. Alright, and there's the Crosstalk Solutions logo. So that is entry number 1 from Martin P. Yeah, we're calling that one Italian Spaghetti. Alright, entry number 2 comes from Carlos N, and we're calling this one Netmask of Red Death. Here we go. Got the Crosstalk logo in there, perfect. Already not looking great, so sorry to stop and start so much, but look, we've got all these cables coming out here that I assume go to user locations, and no cable management whatsoever. No ladder rack, nothing. And then this is some sort of access point that looks like it's zip tied to the side of his rack. Well, here's some cable management. They've got a little bit of cable management. Just a random power cord hanging down here. This might have been from that access point. And look at that mess. Oh my god. This is why we called it Netmask of Red Death. Look at that mess of red cables on the left-hand side. Look at, so they do have wire management. Look, wire management, wire management. It's just not very well maintained. They're certainly not using it to the best of the wire management's ability. You can't even see the equipment. Look at this. You can't see his switches. Oh my gosh. That must be 100 pounds of cable. He's got his nice Avaya phone system. Coming around the back, we got some electrical stuff. Also really messy. Look at this big mess. Hang on, I gotta go back. Look at this big mess of cable up here. Just tied up above his 66 blocks. This cable looks like it's strung a little too tight, going right over the electrical outlet. All right, let's keep going. And look at the back of his servers. Look at the back of his servers. Holy mackerel. I mean, you can't get back there. You cannot maintain those servers. Look at, here's another power switch or UPS just sitting on the floor upright. More conduit with tons of cables spilling out of it. Fire suppression. Look at this too. Let's scroll back a little bit. Look at this mess coming out of the ceiling here. I can't tell what's in there. Is there like a load-bearing beam and all of this is sort of tied to that beam, or is that just one solid mess of cables? It's impossible to tell. Yikes. And here we see a common theme with these server rooms, a power switch on the ground sideways that anyone could just trip over. And look at, there's just extra power cables just lying around here. All right, that is finalist number 2, the Netmask of Red Death, sent in by Carlos N. Thank you, Carlos. All right, entry number 3 comes from David G, and we're gonna call this one Titanic Failure. And David G actually put some production value into his video, which I absolutely appreciate. So we're just gonna let this one play, and hopefully I don't get any sort of copyright strikes. we go. Thank you very much from David G. That one made me laugh, so I had to include it in the contest. All right, that one... I don't want to put too many comments on this to influence your guys' decisions, but that one did make me laugh. All right, entry number 4 comes to us from Greg S., and we are calling this one HiPath, NoPath. Here we go. Nice high-quality Crosstalk logo. Looks like it was done on a laser printer or something. Here's the old school Siemens HiPath 4000 PBX. And look at this mess of cable. All sorts of different colors too. Look at the rainbow of cable colors he's got going on. Oh my gosh, look at this. Again, sorry for stopping and starting, but holy mackerel. Look at this string of cables that just goes from here. All these white cables that just like they're strung around the corner there. Just trailing over the floor. That's a good 1.5 feet of cables trailing across the floor. Nice switches, Cisco. All Cisco switches. Most of the switches you can still see, not these ones so much. Cable strung over to a server just sitting on the ground over here. 2 servers actually. And look at the messy server room. Look at that junk right there. Now, you see this sort of stuff, right? And as a, as the judge of this contest, or the judge of at least picking the finalist, you got to look for, is any of this stuff staged, right? And if someone went to the trouble to stage this, because this could have been staged, you could have just had a whole bunch of cables in a box somewhere, taken them out and thrown them over the chair. That's a lot of effort. So I don't think this is staged. All the mess that's up on the table up here, all of these cables and all of the hard drives in these boxes over here, we're going to see in a second. A lot of people may think that this stuff is staged. This does not look staged to me. This looks like he walked into the server room and turned on his camera and started recording. And if it is staged, good job. Yeah, boxes of old tapes and hard drives. Oh, what a mess. All right. There we have, that was entry number 4 from Greg S. We call that one HiPath, NoPath. All right, last entry. This is entry number 5. It comes from Jack M, and we are calling this one Load-Bearing Ethernet. And Jack was nice enough to narrate the video for us, so we're just gonna sit back and watch and enjoy.
Hey, Chris and Crosstalk. So we just got commissioned to clean up this small business's
Look at that.
basement server mess. So we've got a nice Cisco switch. We have fiber lines that go up into who knows where. And then we've got what's a semi-managed neat 2-patch panel and switch design that then feeds into this waterfall. We like to call this the load-bearing Ethernet. This Ethernet cable is the only thing preventing this switch from falling. A river of Ethernet that just goes everywhere. You can't even get to over here, so they are using these computers as essentially just hard drive hosts. So you've got external drives connected to each one of them. That one has a bunch of drives in it and is currently actively being used. But it's just sitting on the floor. They're using a abominable Linksys router. Oh. 2 UPSs whose batteries are completely dead. Got hard drives just sitting on top of one of the servers. Got this server here, which I'm not sure what this does. Beautiful labeling of electrical tape and Sharpie. A cheap monitor mounted to the wooden server rack. And again, just more Ethernet that goes off everywhere. And power for all of this is coming from outside of the room. And more Ethernet that just feeds into the rack. This place is a mess. We were hired to clean it up. We don't even know where to start. So we've started powering down a lot of this gear because it's just not being used properly. This switch is giving us errors left and right. And I wonder why, when it has this spaghetti monster of all copper-clad aluminum cable that is running out of a PoE switch, along with that PoE injector. What do we think about this setup?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, excellent entry. I did want to go over a few of these items because, yeah, this one's a doozy. There's a lot to take in with this one. Starting with, first of all, there's two guitars in here. One there, and there's another electric guitar, I think, right down here. We'll see that in a second. But, like, props to the wooden server rack that they built. Looks like they took a pallet and chopped it up and turned it into a server rack. So kudos for that. Oh man, Jack, I am so sorry that you have to clean this up. If you have after pictures of what it looked like after you finished cleaning it up, I'd love to see those. Send them over to me. So this gets me, right? Look at the angle that this switch is leaning towards. And he's right, like one of these cables is basically just holding this switch up. It's on a cardboard box, and the stuff above it, this stuff up here, whatever these switches are too, they don't look like they're on a shelf or anything. They look like they're just stacked on boxes and equipment up there as well. This is what happens when non-IT people build a server room, by the way. It's on like this crazy like shelving system with a wooden rack. I mean, using a Linksys as the main router, I hope that's not the main router. Maybe this is just an extra wireless access point or something, but if their Linksys is their main router for this, that's also unbelievable. Just a whole box of hard drives here, hard drives stacked on top of that server. There you can see that second guitar. It almost looks like it's not a guitar. That almost looks like from like Rock Band, you know, that old video game. Whew, yeah, what a mess. And I am very sorry that you guys are having to deal with this. But yeah, good luck. If you guys do get that thing cleaned up, send me some pictures. I want to see it. And your entry absolutely made me laugh out loud. So thank you so much for that. There you have it, this year's entries into the Worst Server Room 2020 contest. Make sure you vote down below with comments and likes. I'm going to be counting every comment and every like, and whichever video gets the most is going to be our winner. You have until August 14th, 2020 at 12 p.m. midnight Pacific time to get your votes in. After that, we're going to tabulate everything and we will select our winner, and I will announce the winner in the next video. All right, thank you very much to everyone who entered, and a huge thank you to our prize sponsors, Ubiquity Inc. and Canakit. Man, this has been a great year. Cannot wait to see who wins, and we will see you guys in the next video.